This is absolute blockbuster. This is as big as it gets. The African World Cup playoff final. We started off with 54 teams in African World Cup qualifying. Very quickly became 53, I must add, when Eritrea didn't even bother playing any of the games. Then we got our 9 group winners, and then we had our 4 playoff participants. Now, just 11 teams in the mix. The 9 that have qualified, Nigeria and the Democratic Republic of Congo in this one. Now, it has to be said, even if you win this playoff final, you are not qualified for the World Cup. There could be 1 or even 2 playoffs next March taking place in Mexico ahead of the tournament in the summer. Judging by the FIFA ranking and the fact that Gabon have been knocked out, it looks like Nigeria or Congo will only have to play 1 playoff in March due to their higher FIFA ranking than the likes of Bolivia and New Caledonia and Iraq and the United Arab Emirates. So that's good news. So if you're Nigerian or Congolese, there's just 2 more matches standing between you and a place at FIFA World Cup 2026. And this is one of them, taking place once again in Rabat. Now, first of all, I bloody hope it's not going to be pouring of rain again, because the stadiums are quite good, but the weather, not so much. It was raining cats and dogs in Rabat on Thursday evening. We don't want to be seeing that happen again on Sunday evening. We want to see a packed out stadium with the ball not bobbling about weirdly because of the rain on that pitch. So hopefully the weather's going to be a lot better. Are Nigeria disadvantaged because they had to play extra time, a further 30 minutes? Of course, Congo got the job done in 90, so they've had 30 minutes more rest, although they both played on the same day. Eric Shell has not lost yet as the manager of Nigeria, of the main Nigerian national team. Of course, managed 10, lost none, and of course lost no World Cup qualifiers. Is that run going to continue? Well, the Super Eagles fans and players will certainly be hoping so. Osimhen, whatever you think about him, is the difference maker, a world-class forward. He is not the top scorer in the Champions League by luck. It's by skill. He will miss chances, as any top striker would. He will get criticism all the time, as any top striker would. If he doesn't score in a game, is it a crisis? Yes, as any top striker would get called. But he could be the difference in this game, because I think Congo in attack is what let them down in the Cameroon game and in games gone by, because Wissa, do not underestimate how much of a huge blow that is. Now, De Sabre, whether you like it or not, may well stick with Bakambu. He likes to play Bakambu down the middle from the beginning. I'm a massive Fiston Miele fan. I think Fiston Miele should be starting the games to Pyramids forward. He scores for fun in the African continent at club level for Pyramids FC. Of course, won the CAF Champions League with them as well, and beat the Saudi Ahli in the Intercontinental Cup. He's a top forward. He off the bench could be the difference maker for Congo. But I do think in the middle of the park, in the midfield, Congo are better. I think Sadiki's really good. And I think when you look at Nigeria's midfield, you've got Iwobi, who's now got, 90 caps? I think the 4th most capped Nigerian ever. Started out as a winger, Iwobi. Of course, he's not quite at the level of the other wingers. You see the likes of Lookman and Chukwueze and Ijuke and Adams. I think they're better wingers. But he's a good player, Iwobi, in the middle. But is he better than what Congo have? I don't think so. And you've got to back that up with the fact that Ndidi, who was booked with a yellow card against Gabon so early on, yet managed to complete the whole game without getting a second yellow, I think is remarkable. I was thinking, why did Eric Shell not take Ndidi off? You know, he's a red card waiting to happen. But then I realised that Ndidi, with that yellow, whatever happened, would be suspended for the next game. So I think Nigeria were aware of this, unlike the South Africans. They knew which players had yellow cards and which didn't. And they wouldn't want to be in a situation where they play Ndidi in the final and they get the game awarded against them. So Ndidi's yellow card, and the fact that he played the whole of the last game, means that Wilfred Ndidi is going to be suspended for this final. That's a huge blow. I thought the Congolese midfield was better as it is, but it's definitely going to be better now. So what are Nigeria going to do in that middle of the park? We're going to wait and see, because we never saw Nigeria without Ndidi the other day, because he played the whole game with a booking. So Eric Shell's got to address that in the middle. Clearly Nwabali will be in goal again. Clearly Frederick was so good at the back. So Nigeria, you kind of know how they're going to set up. Is he going to throw in Ajuke? Ajuke came off the bench. He was electric. Of course, he got that goal, but he was tearing the Gabon defenders apart. Maybe because he's a lot younger than they were, but still, he looked a threat. But it's a big call to bench an Ademola Lookman. You know, it's always a big call if you're benching a guy like that. The African player of the year before as well. Is he going to bench Lookman? I don't know if he'll do that. Same with Congo. Are they going to bench Bakambu for Miele? Because these decisions are either going to be genius moves But these coaches know if they do this and they lose and it backfires, they're going to be hung out to dry. So hopefully we're going to be seeing the right decisions made by both managers. I genuinely think this is a 50-50 game. I always said on here, you can check before it'd be a Nigeria-Congo final, I think this is a really tough game to call, and I'd be on the side of penalties deciding it. It's either going to be penalties deciding it or Osimhen decides it one way or another. If Osimhen turns up, Nigeria will turn up. If Osimhen doesn't turn up, Nigeria don't turn up. You saw that against Gabon. When he turned up in extra time, they won. When he didn't turn up in normal time, you see that sitter at the end, they were drawing, hence why it went to extra time. So, Osimhen could be the difference. If Congo keep Osimhen quiet, I think they keep Nigeria quiet. I still think Nwabali has a mistake in him. He is a bit of a headless chicken that likes to be off his line. As for the Congolese, they've been working so hard together over the past year or so, getting to the AFCON semi-final, put Wan-Bissaka into that defence, have made it a lot stronger. And Mbemba, the captain, is an absolute warrior. I think that goal, was it his 100th cap? What a time to score. So it's a really tough game to call. I'm not going to call the game. I think it's going to be so tight, in my opinion. I'm not going to call the game. But I think Osimhen could be the difference, and I think penalties could be the difference as well. And of course, Congo had quite a good penalty record at the last AFCON too. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, but it's going to be an exciting game. And I think whoever wins this game will be at the World Cup, because Nigeria or Congo will beat UAE, Iraq, Bolivia, New Caledonia, Curacao, Haiti, Jamaica. I think all of these guys, Congo or Nigeria, would feel comfortable playing against. So this is going to be the one that decides it. If Nigeria sneak in here, it's going to be quite some recovery, because when they'd won 1 out of 6, it looked like they were dead and buried. But what a position to get themselves in right now. As for Congo, they haven't been to the World Cup since 1974, when they were known as Zaire. That's a long time. Of course, Nigeria went to the World Cup in 2014. They went to the World Cup in 2018. They missed out on Qatar on away goals in the Jollof Rice Derby against Ghana. As for Congo, they led Senegal 2-0 in this campaign. They lost 3-2. A 2-2 draw would have been enough, let alone a win. But they always seem to throw it away. 1974, also, by the way, the last time Haiti qualified, and they're quite close to doing it as well. That's a long old wait. That's a really big wait. But I hope we get a great game, because this is as close to exciting football as you're going to get. A World Cup playoff final. It's just going to be electric. So I'm really looking forward to this game. Sunday night, 7 o'clock UK kickoff time. Which one's going to happen? Let me know down below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.